y'all, Taylor Lauren here. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe and engage with me in the comments down below. And this video is going to be another pregnancy content video. And I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks with you all on conceiving. My husband and I pretty much got pregnant on the first try, and I think that there were some things that I had been doing and some habits that I built over time that greatly contributed to that. Now, of course, everyone is different. This is not going to be a shoe-in. This is not a promise or a guarantee, but if you have been trying for a while, or if you are going to start trying to get pregnant, maybe these tips will be helpful to you. So I believe I have 6 of them. Y'all know I have my handy dandy list. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first tip that I have that I think really helped me conceive faster is no birth control. By the time my husband and I started trying, I had already been off of birth control for about 2 years. I was on it for maybe a year and a half in undergrad, and I just really didn't like what it was doing to my body. I had actually my side effects weren't that bad, but I knew in the long run that it could make it difficult for me to get pregnant. So I just decided to get off of birth control and just stick to condoms for protection as far as sex goes. So the sooner you can get off of your birth control, the better. By the time my husband and I started trying, I was already off birth control for 2 years. So that's the first tip that I have for you. And the second tip is pretty obvious, but it really helps. And that is to have a healthy diet, to eat healthy, and to drink lots of water. Obviously, you may have some crazy cravings, and you're gonna want to eat whatever you want to eat when you're pregnant, once you do become pregnant. But while you're trying to conceive, eat as clean as possible, eat as healthy as possible. I know my mom didn't raise me on pork, and when I got to high school, I stopped eating beef. In college, I became pescatarian, and then for about 2 years post college, I was vegan. Now up until me trying to conceive, I only consumed fish and chicken. Now I do eat beef every now and then, a burger. Like, I was craving burgers really bad when I was pregnant. And honestly, now that I'm postpartum, like, that hasn't stopped. Like, I'm still eating a lot because I'm breastfeeding, and my daughter is still taking all of my nutrients from me. So obviously it can change with your cravings and once you do get pregnant, but up until that point, while you're trying to conceive, try to eat as clean as possible. And I really do think that like those lighter diets and those healthier diets that I was on, like being pescatarian and being vegan, really contributed to me being able to conceive as easily as I did. All right. And number 3, very important, prayer. Pray, and not necessarily pray to get pregnant, but just pray for God's will to be done in your life. Singleness is a gift just as much as marriage is, and not having kids can be just as much of a blessing and a gift as having kids is. Just pray for God's will to be done in your life. This is something that I really had to do because I honestly thought that it was going to be harder for me to get pregnant than it was, just because of family history. I've had aunts and cousins, and even my mom who struggled to get pregnant. So just based off of genetics and the history of women in my family, I thought it was going to be harder than it was. But we got pregnant on the first try, and I really had to surrender that to the Lord. As much as I wanted and still so ecstatic about being a mom, I knew that it had to be something that God had for us, and I knew that more importantly, the timing had to be in his will. So I didn't know if it was going to happen automatically. I didn't know if it was going to take us 6 months. I didn't know if it was going to take us a year. So make sure that you're surrendering that desire to the Lord, because He knows best. I was expecting for it to take us like 6 months, but we got pregnant, immediately. So just make sure that you surrender that. That you're vulnerable with the Lord, with that part of your heart and with that desire. And just stay prayed up, because becoming a mom and conceiving and getting pregnant, it takes a lot of emotional stability and vulnerability. So make sure that you're praying about that. And number 4 is probably my favorite, prenatal vitamins. So when my husband and I started dating in 2019, we pretty much knew that we wanted to get married, and that we wanted to have a family, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything that I could to take care of my body, and that I was taking care of my body so that, I was doing everything that I could to conceive. So I actually went and scheduled a doctor's appointment with my PCP, and I remember this like it was yesterday. And I told her, I said, "Hey, I want to become a mom. We're not trying yet, but we do want to like start trying within like the next year or so. Is there anything that I could be doing now to, just up my chances and make sure that I'm doing everything that I can do?" And she said, "Are you taking prenatal vitamins?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Start taking prenatal vitamins. That's pretty much the best thing that you can do now." And it turns out most physicians recommend that all women of childbearing age be on a prenatal vitamin, just because even if you're not pregnant, there's still so many benefits that you can get from it. And then once you do become pregnant, you're already ahead of the curve. I do still take my prenatals now that I'm postpartum. I have seen a lot of benefits from my prenatals, pre-pregnancy and pregnant, and now postpartum. So if you're not taking prenatal vitamins and you plan to have children or start trying, that's something that you can do as a replacement to getting off your birth control. Like, get off your birth control, start taking your prenatals. I personally like the 1-a-day women's prenatal. I basically have tried all kinds of prenatals at this point, and the 1-a-day is my absolute favorite for my body. I would definitely recommend that you try different brands and see which one fits best with your body, but I really love that one. I think it's also been helping me like postpartum. I haven't really been like too moody. Obviously, I've seen the benefits in my hair, my skin, and my nails, and all of that good stuff. I'm sure there's some connection with it to milk supply and all those types of things. So if you are wanting to try to conceive and you're not on a prenatal, get on your prenatal, girl, because it is life changing and it definitely helps. And as soon as I got off birth control, like however long ago that was, I started my prenatal. So I've been on my prenatals. I've been taking prenatals for maybe 5 years now. And my baby is 2 weeks old. So, and I had a wonderful, peaceful, happy, chill pregnancy. My postpartum has been nothing short of that still. So I cannot stress enough how important prenatals are before, during, and after pregnancy. All right, so that's number 4. Number 5, also a favorite of mine, which I didn't discover until I got pregnant and started doing this, during my pregnancy. But I think that it would have been, way more beneficial had I been doing this while we were trying to conceive as well. And that is going to the chiropractor and getting massages. I went to the chiropractor just about every week during my pregnancy to get adjusted. It really helps with spinal alignment and pelvic alignment, and making sure that you're aligned and open for baby to descend, and keeping your hips open and all of that. Obviously massages as you get more pregnant and your round ligaments start to loosen and everything, just getting all of that massaged and loose really helps, once you will get to labor. But I also think that doing this when you're trying to conceive is also just healthy and downright relaxing. Because if you start going to the chiropractor and getting a massage before you become pregnant, when you do get pregnant, your body will kind of already be set up as this, what's what I'm looking for, as this like perfect cocoon and this like perfect surrounding for your body to grow in. You won't really be achy as much. I didn't really start aching in my pregnancy until I was about 35, 36 weeks, like when I was at the end of it. I really think that it'll help in the long run, like with decreasing your swelling and all of that stuff. So if you start on that stuff before you get pregnant, your body will kind of already be in like perfect position to grow a baby. So yeah. And then the sixth thing that I did that I think was very helpful, and the final thing, is like the yoni pearls and the vaginal steams. Before I got pregnant, I would do the yoni pearls, like maybe like once every 2 months or so. And I love them. They're really good at like cleaning you out and all that kind of stuff. And I think that that was just a very helpful detox, again, to create a space for a baby and to create space for conceiving. I firmly believe in setting yourself up for the things that you want and the things that you want to bring into the world. So, cleaning your insides and your uterus and all of that stuff out just, again, is, a perfect setup for conceiving and for bringing a child into the world. So that's something else that I did that I think was very helpful. I think, depending on the company that you use, I've also seen like testimonials of women who were barren and like have been trying for a while, and they use the yoni pearls and they're able to conceive. So yeah, y'all, those were like 6 things that I did that I think were very helpful to me getting pregnant and to me conceiving. So hopefully they'll help you if you've been trying, or if you're interested in trying and you just kind of want to set yourself up for the best situation for you and your baby, or your baby to come to be. So again, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and engage with me in the comments below. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.